Yo, what's going down? It's your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that. Peace.
Pretty fast. You don't stop to look around once in a while. You could miss it. You could miss it.
Can't rule out invasion from space. All right. All orders top secret. This is Grayson. All units.
Now, who do you think buys the majority of the potatoes in this country? Take a wild guess. What does Trump like to eat the most?
Oh, potato.
French fries from McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's is the number one buyer of potatoes in this country.
In the world.
Potatoes are not on the appeal list, by the way. And all the potatoes I have seen, I can tell you right now, have not been sprayed with this stuff.
Really?
They go bad fast. Yeah. Yeah. It's all connected, guys. And I'm telling you, there's something going on with McDonald's. McDonald's is going to play a part in this when it all comes to light.
Are you completely oblivious to the McDonald's deal, or do you know something about it, or think?
McDonald's always had a connection. I mean, they didn't grow for no reason, right?
McDonald's is supposed to be the poster child for the human DNA and meat being infiltrated into the food. I'll just say it.
We were talking about that. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Because, they can also, I also heard that McDonald's, has touted that it's 100% beef. All beef patties, and they got away with that because they had a soy company. They bought the soy company and named it All Beef.
Yeah, there you go.
All meat now, though.
Boo.
I thought they had started changing their language more around just meat-centered verbiage, and that makes me wonder. Now I understand why they got away from beef and to meat. I don't have to look and check the commercials, but it would track with what Oz was saying. If they were going to inject human DNA, meat product, then they would have to change their slogan, right? Their marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be upfront about everything they do. They got to tell us.
Yeah.
Thanks to Morgan Spurlock.
They have to tell us whatever they're going to tell us that keeps us happy and looking into it. That's for sure.
Are you guys familiar with Morgan Spurlock?
No.
Super Size Me?
Oh,
yes. Absolutely.
The expose the expose movie on the fast food industry.
Hey,
I didn't eat any fast food for a long time after that one.
Yeah.
We're at 12:40.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. It's telling me 4 minutes left, but I don't know. I think that one's wrong.
Okay.
So, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after these messages. This is DJ D Phoenix on Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Groove Zone Network. You're listening to us on X Vibe Radio and watching us on our YouTube channel.
And you can find us on Facebook.
Yes, you can. Right now, because we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Okay, guys. So, yeah, we'll go to the second one. That gives everybody about 20 minutes. And Oz, pop in when you can. And okay, cool. And I'll just, as we go, I mean, if more people pop in, I'll just keep redoing it. But like I said, if nobody else but just the three of us or four of us are on this next one, we'll call it good at that. And then get on with our day. So, and yes, I want to come out and go berry picking if that's okay.
That's fine. You guys can come and have dinner as well if you'd like.
That sounds really good.
Okay.
I was thinking we had podcast taping tonight, but we're doing it now. So
can we bring anything?
You know how you are. If you bring something and surprise me, it works out perfect. Otherwise, we'll make it through.
Okay.
It won't be produce. We will leave the appeal at the store.
And we have to go
We're
buy
gonna
food.
go. Yeah.
Then we have to wash.
No,
Okay.
we're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Tell me what's that?
I said I'll see you guys in a few minutes then.
Okie doke. All right, guys.
Okay.
Thank you guys much, and I'll talk to you all in just a few. Okay.
Who knows who else who is with? No one is with the traveler. There's a landmarks and a future invisible now.
Fair, but the camera doesn't lie, and the camera does not indulge, as far as I know. The other thing,
Gabriel,
I think we're all. I'm talking over everybody. I'm not trying.
I know. No, you're
Gabriel?
fine. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Our eyes and brains do such funny things. I mean, what if that were just a scarecrow, and it looked like they were moving too? What if it was just, a dead tree with a couple of limbs that just the light hit it wrong and the wind hit it wrong? You can't say for sure.
No, but I know.
Listen, you want somebody to play devil's advocate,
right?
And that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying that there's been a lot I've experienced in my own life that scared the bejeebers out of me, and when I really went and looked, it was just a very coincidental optical illusion.
Something that kind of discredits that video, in my opinion, is it said it was taken in 2003, and so supposedly it's on a phone camera, right? Phone cameras are better than that these days. I think the quality was deliberately lowered so that they could insert an animation into that video.
Phone cameras didn't really exist in the States until after 2008 either.
Right.
They were not commonly known. They were in Japan. They were in some other areas.
2003.
Does anybody know what the...
It said 2023, not 2003. Sorry, I missed that.
Okay. Thank you.
2023. The other thing
I got myself confused.
Hiro. Ignore that. LED flashlights were not common in 03 either, and that's obviously an LED flashlight.
Right.
If you look at the way the shape of the lens and the intensity of the light, the color, the loom of the light, that's not a incandescent flashlight.
Right.
So it's an LED.
It wasn't February 2023, because that's what I thought I read on the beginning of your little video.
It was, I think it was 23, wasn't it?
Was it?
That's what I thought I read.
It was.
Yeah. I must have misread it. I apologize.
Okay.
And then we just all went down a whole trail.
But I wanted to hit on something. I wanted to hit on something that Fury mentioned a minute ago. How it could be this or it could be that. Does anybody happen to know right off the top of their head what that process is? Where when our
pareidolia.
What is it?
Pareidolia.
Would you explain to the audience, for those that may not know what that is?
It is a human tendency to see faces in things that do not have faces.
Right.
It's a hardwired mental ability that we have from way back, very, very primal, in identifying threats.
And some scientists think it's also linked to babies imprinting on their parents in the way that baby birds will imprint on theirs, that natural ability to spot a face so easily is part of human development. So it's a fascinating phenomenon.
Oh yeah. And it's true because people, you can look up at the clouds and you can see a face in the clouds.
Always.
But, if you spend any time outside after dark, though, I think you could probably really get a better idea of what that's like, because I don't know how many times I've been out in the, like walking through a field or whatever after dark, and your eyes are trying to adjust to what a little bit of light there is, if there's any at all. And it's interesting or sometimes terrifying, the images that your mind just automatically creates. Unless you
There's
see
a
eyes
definite
shine. And which is
reality
weird.
to being afraid of the dark.
What's that?
There's a definite reality to being afraid of the dark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're only wired in the human brain, I think, for real fear of falling and loud noises is like when a human, like they did studies about fear. They had babies with rattlesnake or big, boa constrictors, chaos. So sometimes we can create stuff, but I want to say if it was a video from 2003, it would be really easy with onesies and different costuming to have your buddy out in the field and then do that as a, what's the word, planned, or I don't know what's
scripted.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in fact, I just saw a video this last week where it's, and I know that it's fake because every single one of their videos has these things in it. But they got 3 of their friends to paint themselves white, and this is like down in the Philippines or something like that, to paint themselves white. None of them have hair, and they were all hanging up out in the trees. And so
there's some pranks that just aren't funny.
No, but they're obviously all in on it though, because there were like maybe a dozen different variations of the same idea. So yeah. Interesting.
I wouldn't have to paint myself. I'm naturally that pale.
Most of us up here in the PNW, all we got to do is like get through the winter months, and we don't even need the makeup.
Well, also those lycra bodysuits that exist nowadays, like real easy to get a form-fitting thing, and you could even like adjust the suit so that like there's shadows on it to like imply sunkenness of the flesh, etc.
Right. Oz.
Hey,
How are you?
Good. Sorry, I'm late.
No, that's really fun. Oz, I want to know, do you know what the rake is?
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Just like that. Okay, cool.
I'm aware of the rake.
Any stories?
I think also
observations?
known as the crawler.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So up to speed then.
Yeah, do you have any observations on it?
Never seen one.
Okay.
You want to touch some wood there, bud?
What's that?
You should touch some wood. Well, you'd probably the type that would want to see it, huh?
Me? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it as long as I can run faster than it can.
Well, I don't know if you could, honestly. The stories I saw said it's very fast, like really.
Yeah, and they run weird too, like in a crab walk type.
Right. Well, they're like 28 days later.
There's a video out there. There's a video out there of a fella the video is him looking through.
So, kind of still sticking with. Oh, I suppose. Yeah, hi guys. We're back. This is Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Groove Zone Network. You're listening to us on X5 Radio and watching us on our YouTube channels. I'm DJ D Phoenix coming to you from the South Puget Sound of Western Washington tonight, and with us we've got Gabriel returning. Gabriel, howdy. And we've also got with us Celeste is back.
Hello.
Celeste, hello. We've got DJ Fury with us. Hello. And last but not least, DW is with us as well. So, hey. Ow. Yeah. Does somebody want to just recap for anybody that's just tuning in what it was that we just talked about on the last one?
So, if I remember correctly, we were talking about the imminent arrival of the I think the word you were using was convergence of biological and technological, technology.
Right. And actually, I almost thought you were going to go this way with it, which is we were also talking about we were getting towards the invasion that is pending, that's supposedly supposed to happen like basically any time or within the next year or so.
Right.
And right. And that's what I think that's kind of what Greer has been warning people about for a while now.
Yeah.
Oh no, totally.
Yeah.
So the thing is, convergence to the so it will wipe away all of our my belief anyway. It will wipe away all of our questions.
Really?
I'm sorry, could you say that again? All of our
So my thing is the convergence or the oneness or whatever else, it will actually wipe away all the the questions.
Questions?
So like we're just automatically going to know all the answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, but we're talking about the next 3 to 5 years. So you need to, like, in my mind anyway, prepare yourself for really understanding what's going on, because there won't be any more secrets.
So I think that's going to tie back into what Darren was talking about, because I think you were trying to talk about like how the grander governments and people in power of the world are trying to manufacture a crisis in order to instate a world domination, really.
Well, I mean, again, I don't mean to, like, from an engineer's point of view, but I don't mean to, like, crash that party, but like there will be the million or 10 million or whatever it is, like the chip that like.
But if it's that pricey, how are people going to be able to afford that?
1%, the 1%,
and that's it.
The 1%. And so what's going to happen to us? They're going to implant it, and they're going to have instant access to the meta.
So my question is, if the people who are in power and have that much money know what's going to be done with that kind of thing, because I feel like it's going to be kind of a control play. Like if you bought that kind of in your head, they're going to be able to, put their thoughts people don't want in them, right? So if they why would they choose that?
If you don't believe that, then you're not following.
Okay, but
that's sort of my my thing is, if you don't believe that, then you're not watching what's happening, because what's going to happen is the top 1% who have $1 million to 10 million plus $1 million, they would do anything for their children, right? Like for me, I have 2 sons. I do anything for my sons.
Right.
So if I'm a hedge fund manager and I can put a chip into my child that would give him instant download, and no, I mean, it's like, why would I do that?
That just doesn't seem like good parenting.
That's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, why would?
Is it or is it not?
So the
No, so I mean, literally, like, it doesn't matter what.
That sounds amazing. Also, did you hear about the woman who believed that she had been shot in the head due to one of those cans of biscuits?
Yes, this is a joke.
This happened though.
Did it really?
This lady was driving in her car and she had groceries in the back, and it was super hot that day. She heard a bang and she put her hand on the back of her head because she felt something hit the back of her head. She felt the biscuit dough and thought it was her brain. She called 911 with her other hand. and told them that somebody had just shot her in the head and she needed help immediately. That happened.
I'm so sorry that happened to her. That's the funniest thing I've heard in a long time.
It's pretty funny. I mean, you've got to appreciate the humor in that. Yeah.
Was that in Iowa or Arkansas by any chance?
Remember where it was. I'm going to get myself set up to be able to research while we do these calls, because I've got a lot of little anecdotes, but I don't remember sources for a lot of them. A lot of them are old, so I'll have to look them up. But yeah,
Right.
it's crazy. I felt so bad for her, but it made me laugh when I heard it.
Oh man, it so sounds like something I would do.
Me too.
Well, yeah, especially if you got hit on the back.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? It's one thing to hear it, but she felt it, and then the biscuit dough, that would have thrown me off too.
Absolutely.
Where's the pain?
Well, you know, there's something to be said for shock, though. People don't tend to feel as much pain when they're in shock. So,
and when people get shot, a lot of times you don't feel like you've been shot. You feel like you got punched.
Okay, here it is. March 17th, 2000. A woman staying in a car is convinced she's been shot when a loud bang is immediately followed by an impact to her head, producing a sticky mass on her cranium. Yes, that was what it was. A Pillsbury biscuit canister had exploded from the heat, making a loud noise that sounds like a gunshot, and the water dough hit her in the back of the head. So when she reached back, she thought that was her brain matter. And yeah, that was out of Stuff Happens. Yeah.
Did she sue Pillsbury?
Boy.
Because seriously, if the Golden Arches had to start putting caution, this is hot on their coffee.
Yes.
This woman needs a check for her panic and pain and suffering alone.
Indeed.
How do we know that there's not like a warning label on the croissant?
There might be. We should look. One of us should look one of these days. I'm gonna check.
With like a little picture of a bullet.
I'm gonna start coming with safety glasses.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what they should do. They should strap a pair of safety glasses on. No, they'd also have to put you need a helmet. So maybe they would make one of those crescent rolls in a shape large enough that you could actually put it in the oven and wear your own helmet and eat it afterwards. That would be awesome. Okay. That was fun. Well, thank you for oh my gosh. Anybody else hear anything weird or funky along those lines or other lines or anything?
Everything I think of is on the other side of Conspiracyville.
Right. But it's a matter though, do we have sources? So, maybe that's the reason why somebody didn't rejoin us. I don't know.
But
maybe. Oh well.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
No. And besides, you were asked to do that, so whatever.
Yep. So,
okay. Yes.
What were we talking about? I'm going to cross over shows here, but that's okay.
Well, that's okay.
The salmon that are dying off because of the tires.
Oh yeah.
Remember I was talking about that the other day?
Yeah.
So apparently rubber tires react with oxygen. They oxidize. They react with ozone. That's what it was. They react with ozone. And I saw this, I'm pretty sure on Instagram. Don't quote me on that. But it reacts with the ozone, and whatever chemical it produces then touches the animals, the salmon and such, and they can't metabolize oxygen anymore. It depletes their oxygen supply and they die off.
Oh, that's awful.
Remember when we were growing up and it was always the bad thing about rubber and tires was just that it wouldn't biodegrade.
Mm-hmm.
The amount that we know now about how this stuff all chemically intertwines and stuff. See, I'm going on to the other conspiracy path. Okay, we're thinking UFOs. Let's talk about UFOs.
Well, that was a quick end to that.
Sometimes you got to get to the exit ramp fast enough.
I know. I was just going to the end of the broadcast too, though, when the Indian guy is riding his horse or paddling the canoe, and he looks around at the scenery around him and then cries because of the tires. That was how I put that together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Mighty Michelin Man. So yeah, let's talk about UFOs. And what would you like to talk about the UFOs? What would you like to say?
I want to find out, and I don't know how we do it, but so many of us has personally, physically seen the weird stuff in the Tumwater, pretty much Ole Airport area.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us has video of it, not good video. But, and just out of the people that I know, there's got to be so many more.
Well, the chances are somebody did see. You never know if it isn't documented. Like even the encounter that my cousin had here a few weeks back, out in Tumwater, filming that UFO in the middle of the night around 3 o'clock in the morning. If you don't know that somebody else didn't catch it on their camera, maybe from the other side of town, maybe from like more directly underneath, who knows? Because if they're not reported, you never know if they're, it's like maybe you were the only one that saw it. I highly doubt that's
a family story on down the line.
right. If you're like way out in the middle of nowhere or like way out in the woods, something like that. I think that anytime there's anything even remotely close to a city kind of encounter or sighting, I'm sure it has to be viewed by more than like one or two people. But the thing is that those people that see that, let me ask, after you saw that situation, did you report it to the UFO network?
I didn't.
See? Right there. So there's one that saw it, didn't do that next follow-up. Do you mind me asking why you didn't?
At the time, I didn't even know MUFON existed.
Okay, so that right there, then that's just it. You just didn't know that there was something like that. Okay, and that's a fair answer.
That was and don't laugh when I bring this up, but the show Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
We're going to group it in there with like the ghost hunters and everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
That had not come out yet. And that's how I think a lot of the population that does even know about MUFON and some of the other things, Stephen Greer, all that stuff. That kind of put everybody on the map and in the public eye, right? It was really, really before that.
Right.
And I probably would have sent that in straight away. Because I'm
even support Donald Trump or, lean right or conservative, that you're a freaking tin hat wearing moron who can't think for themselves. Like that's, or that you're really stupid.
Right.
So, anything's possible. So for me, the way that they're like kind of framing this, it's like, you can see, everything lining up what's going to happen. I mean, they may try to, make things seem a certain way to discredit God and people's belief system, maybe to create more chaos. I don't know what the actual end goal is. I mean,
I'm glad you brought that up though, because, and not just from conservative standpoints, but across the board, there's a lot of talk about alien invasion, about a false invasion, about a false flag invasion. And you know what? We've not really approached 5G since you were on the show last time. I never pursued it beyond that. So
yeah, huge. I mean, 5G is like the hologram technology to create, almost, very, yeah. I mean, it will look extremely real. It will look like it's the real deal.
And they've already been cultivating that on videos where this guy's feeding a lion or petting a lion, and then you go and strip away, and he was just standing there, and another, like, they've already been doing a lot of that, creating manufactured real that you can't even tell, putting someone else's face, having them talk, and you would swear it was Obama, or like they've been doing that technology. I don't know how long I've been watching videos that have been fake, but it looks so real. So with the 5G coming in, besides a lot of mental things going on with the the sound where they're controlling you with certain tones, or I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but there's a lot of what?
It's Oz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be a while, and we'll hear all kinds of stuff in the background.
Are they
See?
getting a
I
peanut
told
butter
you.
sandwich?
That's what you're weaponized frequencies.
What was
Yes.
that, Dan?
Weaponizing
I'm the
frequency.
unorthodox.
Okay, I don't know what's up with Oz. But
He
I
said
never know what's up with Oz.
unorthodox.
I think I might mute him though for right now, so that we can continue.
Yo, what's going down? This is your boy Dub FX. I am
Hey, Dub.
doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that. Peace.
Yeah, is it gonna let me mute him? By the way, guys, we've got about 7 minutes left of this section of it, and then we'll break for a few, and then come back for that second part at 8 o'clock. I
was
don't know
there
what's
more-
up with
was
Oz,
there
but
more
I'm
in
gonna
that
mute
movie?
it. So, oh,
Are you talking to me?
yeah. Sorry, Stormy. Yes.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Then Oz, the answer would be no.
Yep.
And it was not an American film.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, that one I want to say was European, maybe British.
Okay.
And Housebound, the other one that I was talking about. The Housebound's kind of a comedy horror, but it was done in New Zealand or Australia, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
It's hilarious. That's a good one to watch.
But now when you say hilarious, so I mean everybody's got their own levels of like hilarity and like all those different factors. Even Sponge. I mean, some of the movies that he thinks are really hilarious and funny are enough to make me want to throw up. But that's just me. And that's
No, and this one's really, really tame. It's a little spooky the way that it happens. It's basically a tweaker that gets caught trying to rob an ATM, and she gets sentenced to stay in her mother's house, and they don't get along at all, but she ends up realizing there's all this creepy stuff going on. And I like the monkey. And stuff's going missing, stuff like that. Right. And it turns out it's like, well, I don't want to spoil it for anything, but it gets kind of creepy, but then it gets funny too.
Okay.
In like her reactions and her mom's reactions are hilarious. I don't know if any of you have ever seen Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
bits of I want to say a big thanks to our panelists tonight. Hiro Protagonist was on with us just a little bit ago. DJ Pardee actually are now recuperating after having surgery earlier today, so unfortunately she will not be with us, but our thoughts and prayers are with her as she heals. So what we ended up doing in our last segment, we were talking primarily about Thurston County folklore and different things along those lines, actually covering a pretty broad area. But when I first looked online today for local legends or folklore, one of the things that popped up was they called it the Satanic Dentist. Now, the interesting part about that is that TrashPanda, without even soliciting any information from them earlier, brought something up which I thought was really interesting. TrashPanda, would you please inform the audience and our listeners and viewers a little bit about this dentist and what you know about them?
Well, basically, as soon as I moved into Olympia back in like 2015, I started hearing kind of lore around this dentist, and that he's a Satanist and this and that, and owns the different black houses around Olympia. And he also drives around in like this big black hearse, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, there's I don't know how many houses there are, but apparently they're set up in like a pentagon
I
throughout.
believe it's 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Are there about that many?
I believe so. I saw a map of them online at one point. It's been mapped out.
Okay. And I'm not sure, but I heard recently that it's only Thurston County.
Yeah, it's around the Olympia area, so it goes like
Okay.
up towards the west side, a little bit down towards Tumwater, and a little bit into Lacey, but it's like over Olympia is the
Okay.
center of the Pentagon, essentially.
Yeah, and you know, like from my experience, I actually ended up living in one of the black houses for a couple months. Kind of as I was in between places, ran into a friend who was staying there, so I got to experience the black houses firsthand. And from what I know, he is a terrible landlord and doesn't treat his tenants well at all. And there's actually been new legislation passed specifically because of some of the things that he's done. I don't know the specifics on it, but he will buy these dilapidated properties that really people shouldn't even be living in.
Condemned.
Yeah, they're like condemnable properties, and then rents them out to punks and travelers and people who don't have a lot of income and a lot of options, and then sort of like takes advantage of the fact that we're willing to put up with these conditions that are basically like slum like conditions. There was no functioning kitchen. Like, we were lucky enough that we had water in our sink and our bathtub in the bathroom.
I think I had a friend who was living in one of his properties.
What's that?
I think I have a friend who used to live in one of his properties, and
I've
actually those two stories.
like 3 of them, and they're not only are they undesirable to live in, right? They rent out every bit of space that they can.
Yeah.
There's sleeping in closet. Yeah. There's, like attics being used, attics rooms. Like, it's like trying to live in New York with no money, right? So
for me, it's my standpoint is like it's kind of just a way for him to make money, like potentially give some housing to people. Like, there's some good parts to it. Like, it does provide some housing for people who maybe otherwise wouldn't be able to find a place in an affordable spot. And like, another thing that I heard is the reason that he paints them black and kind of leaves them in sort of a slum state is because it actually decreases property values in the neighborhood around. So in a way, it's like somewhat fighting some of the gentrification and stuff that's like going on by like trying to keep the property values low.
That's why they're black. But I don't. That's why they're black. It totally keeps property value going up, which is like a valiant thing to me, right?
Right.
But
yeah, so
like,
there's definitely some good and bad along the lore of Dwayne the Dentist.
Yeah.
Oh, if his name was Dwayne, it was not the same guy as my friend then.
Apparently Dwayne Moore also owns the crypt.
Yes.
Really?
Do that actually.
Indeed. And according to Reddit, the reef as well.
Oh no.
Well, the reef is gone now. The reef has officially shut down.
That wasn't him though.
Yeah,
I don't believe he ever owned the reef. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
The guys who most recently owned the reef are the same guys who own Well 80.
That own what?
Well 80, the brewery house or whatever it is. It's like this weird posh bar where everything's overpriced.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that he had anything to do with the reef though.
Okay, yeah, that's bad information. This article says, though, that he does own the crypt.
And if you're not aware of what that is, listeners, audience, we're talking about primarily the downtown Olympia area right now, and this is on 4th Avenue, actually on the corner of 4th and Jefferson, where the bar sits. It's actually an old, I want to say originally it was an old garage years and years ago, that's gone through a bunch of different incarnations, and the current one for the last, I don't know, when was the Cryptopa or whatever, when did that open up? It's like within the last 10 years, I think. Maybe the last 5 years.
I believe it's been there since I moved to town, which was around 2015. So
It's been there that long already. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I've met the owner of the crypt because he bartends sometimes, and his name is John.
What was his name?
John. But you guys are saying it's the Dwayne guy? So
Yeah, no, he is the confirmed owner of the crypt. Yeah.
it might be like split ownership, even. You know.
Yeah. Hey Oz, can we see your face?
I think so.
I hope so.
Can you not see it?
No.
Send your camera down a little bit.
There you go.
Your forehead.
Well,
Nice forehead.
when it comes to you, we're pretty much, used to whatever the background happens to be, but I like to see your face.
How's this?
Pretty fast. You don't stop to look around once in a while. You could miss it.
And yours as well. Okay, so like I said, no more milk. We are going to move on. Let me just ask, how many here ever remember seeing newspaper reports or articles or stories about different excavations or whatever around the world where the remains of giants had been found?
I have my theories about it. Yeah.
I had my hand up there for the listeners.
Yep. Hiro, what about you?
Absolutely. I lived not far from Lovelock, Nevada for a while.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Lovelock Cave was a location that was believed to have the remains of red-haired giants.
Okay.
And so I did my own little bit of research when I lived there, just because when I moved to Nevada, I was interested in learning more about my new area I lived in.
Right, right. Isn't it interesting, though, the different stories from around the world, from as far away as Afghanistan all the way to like Lovelock, Nevada, their giants are usually described having had red hair.
Or blonde hair. So the research I was doing, if I may, was citing a lot of like colonialist theories, which were claiming that the giants were blonde as an excuse to continue colonialization of native cultures, trying to state that like this was proof of biblical evidence and like, oh well, there were already white people here like decimating or devastating this culture, so it's only right that we continue that work. And it made me sick.
Okay, weird, interesting. DJ Pardee, what are you like? How much do you know about any of the giants, whether it be like the remains that have been found over the years or just giants in general? What are your views or observations about any of that? Yay, nay?
I think that there are tall people, so I would think yes, there's probably giants. But as to do I know much about them? No.
Okay. But okay, so what I asked right before you and Oz popped on, so let me ask both of you right now. Do you guys remember having grown up and seeing like different articles and stories like that from time to time when different like excavations would happen and they would discover some of these? Oz? Really?
I remember reading stuff that was from earlier times that had been like reposted, bringing up the subject,
Right, like the 1800s and early 1900s, that kind of thing. Pardee, I'm sorry, because you were going to say, Pardee, you were going to say something.
Oh no, all I was doing was just answering back.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and so what the deal is, though, is as time has gone on, the conspiracy theory attached to this is the fact that the Smithsonian is infamous or very well known for swooping in, extracting the remains of these skeletons that are very large and massive in size and doing away with them or taking them to their big headquarters and who knows what. Have any of you guys heard anything about that?
Yeah.
Yes, on several levels, not just bones and remains and things, but specifically, I remember. there was a guy that was exploring the Grand Canyon in a place that you were not supposed to go explore. And he found a cave, and he went in the cave, and the cave was huge, right? And it was clearly used for a human congregation kind of thing. And they kept finding different rooms. He kept finding different rooms off of the main cave. And they had things like Egyptian mummy stuff, Buddhas, things that should not have been there. And the Smithsonian. So he worked for the Smithsonian too, by the way. That's important. So he goes back to the Smithsonian. He's like, whoa, check this out. So they came in, they took everything, they blocked it off. He disappeared from society altogether. But supposedly the Smithsonian still has all these things, and you can't find or access the cave anymore.
Wow. And there's been a lot of stuff over the last year or so about things in the Grand Canyon that I don't think most people are either heard of or were aware of. So we'll have to make the Grand Canyon one of our excursions here in our chat really soon. Yeah. But basically, the whole is that the Smithsonian is really good for coming in and taking away these things. And there is some footage out there. So let's do this. Let's go right now. And we're going to check out one of these videos and see what they have to say. Why is it doing that? Because it shouldn't be. All right. So let's see. We want the footage about the giants. So here we go. 1 Mamma Gemma and 2.
The Smithsonian is hiding proof of giants. In the 1920s, a man named Ralph Glidden was digging on Catalina Island off the coast of California. He excavated over 800 burial sites, claiming he found the remains of thousands of Native Americans. But here's the wild part. He said dozens of these skeletons were between 7 and 9 feet tall, some even taller. And he had the bones to prove it. He put them on display, he took photos, but then UCLA and the Smithsonian stepped in. They reviewed his work and they dismissed it. They said it was sloppy, that he didn't catalog things correctly. Maybe that's true, but instead of investigating, they seized everything, gone. So here's the question. If Glidden was lying, why lock it all away? And that's why some people think that the Smithsonian is hiding proof of giants. In the 1920s, a man...
Okay, so that was that. I've got another one, though, very similar, so let's watch that one real quick, and then we'll have some discussion.
Does the Smithsonian Institution cover up the existence of giants? For years, rumors have circulated about giant skeletons being discovered in North America. Some believe these findings were suppressed to maintain the current historical narrative. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, numerous newspaper articles reported the discovery of oversized human remains. Yet, these artifacts seem to have mysteriously disappeared. Skeptics argue that these stories were hoaxes or misidentifications. But could there be more to the tale? Join us as we delve into the mystery of the Smithsonian and the giants.
There we go. Just like that. So, yes, as far as the Smithsonian and the giants go, what does anybody got any ideas right off the bat?
So viewers may be familiar with my theory that the Denisovans could have been giants. The Smithsonian admittedly has a human origins division, and they are stockpiling Denisovan skeletons. So I find that to be pretty interesting.
Really?
Indeed. And you know,
what did the word that you just used, can you tell us what that is?
So Denisovans were an ancient hominid along the lines of Neanderthal.
Well, I believe there are spirits.
I know we talked about this before, huh? You've got some.
Yeah.
You've got spirit, yes, you do. What?
Got spirit? How about you?
I know, that's what I was going to do. Tell Chocolate Thunder about yours.
What?
I asked Doug to tell you his spirit tale.
I live in my grandparents' old house. Okay. And my grandfather died in 97, my grandmother in 99, and the big blow goes floating away.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Hey, and it would happen on this show.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we might finally get advertisers. That would be so awesome. Donnie, do it. We'll send for you. Okay, so you are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker on the Groove Show Network. And with me tonight, oh my gosh.
That was awesome, Donnie.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm always prepared for the
Only on this show.
I know. You know, for a millisecond, I was going to call the cops.
Hey, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. So don't you be scared about it. But I'm telling you right now, had it been the baby, it would have been.
Oh, see, now I thought there was a little alien baby in the truck with you. Little Cupid doll.
You know, Dan's probably watching in silence right now, thinking, "I am not going on the show."
Right, because I can always cross the name.
You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Much fun.